Hello, hello. Happy late Saturday. Is that where we are?
Yes.
That's where we are.
Saturday.
Oh, it looks like a few of the frame is out of frame. So let me go for a ride here really quickly. This is very impromptu scrapbooking here. So we'll see who joins us live. First off, say hi to my sister Rachel.
Hi.
Show your hand. That's the way I do
Oh,
that.
okay. Hi.
She is my oldest sister. They have been in town for the week, and we did some crafting, and she did some scrapbooking, and then she had this adorable page, and she wanted to make it special because the pictures are so cute, and of course, I mean, every page is special. And then she started asking me questions. I was like, you know what? Let's just go live. That's what you get for asking questions. We're going to share it with everybody because I feel like this is a place that probably you can also, maybe some of you relate to. And hopefully there is a nugget or two that you can take away. So let me make sure I can see your comments. It's been a hot minute since we've been live on Facebook. So I just want to make sure that it's all up and going. And yeah, how is everybody? Hopefully enjoying your weekend so far. Okay, if you're catching, Piper decided to join us.
Hi, Piper.
If you are catching the replay, that's great too, because like I said, wasn't scheduled, wasn't planned, just thought, you know what, let's do this live really quickly. Let me get the cat off. Nope, go. You gotta go. You can't join scrapbooking with us. And let's go through some of these thoughts as we go through it, all right? So this is a page that she started to put together, and then of course she was like, it's not feeling right, and I don't even remember where your headspace is. You didn't like it. You didn't like it. First off, I mean, paper selection is one of the factors. So right off the bat, I was like, okay, let's walk through some paper. And of course, it just happened to be fall, guys, and you know how much I love fall. So I was like, I have fall paper, a lot of fall paper. So let's go through that because she was limited to what she brought too.
Yes.
So we are actually going to deconstruct this page and rebuild it back up as quickly as possible because it is late at night, but we're going to do it. So she goes home with a completed, beautiful page. But now with that said, you might have pages that look similar to this, and that's okay. Like, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with this. It's just she wanted to elevate it a little bit, and I thought, you know what, then let's go ahead and while you're here with me, let's do it. And you have my paper stash too, so we're gonna go ahead and do that. So yeah. All right, so how is everybody? Hello, Carol. Thanks for saying hi. How are you? Okay. So first off, I want to talk about the tips. If you are not familiar with the tips of scrapbooking and you happen to share this video with a friend or whoever might be seeing this, comment in the comments below paper. Just comment paper. That will make me remember to come back, or one of the other team members too. I'll send a link to you. We have this available free download, not just this, but a lot more in depth to what I'm going to be sharing a little bit tonight as I deconstruct this page. But I just wanted to point that out because if you don't have this yet, make sure to let us know. We have this whole 3 or 4 page guide. I'll send that link to you too.
Thanks.
Yeah. Only if you comment paper in the comments.
Well, let me go on Facebook real quick. Let me join the line.
So right off the bat, it talks about 5 sheets of paper and 2 for your background, 1 double-sided sheet that's more of like a main pattern, and we were talking about that a little bit. I ended up pulling out quite a few papers that I had, you know, of course, in that had like that fall vibe or whatever, and then just give you a sense of what I mean. So this would be like a main paper. This would be like a main paper. There was another one we were looking at that you were kind of liking. Oh yeah, this one, which is really pretty too, right? So all of those would be awesome selections, but we're gonna go this route.
Yes.
This vibe, this style. And you can see how each one of those would shift that style, but I just wanted to pull that out so that it was in hand reach. And every time I sit down to scrapbook, guys, if I don't have paper somewhat planned, you will get stuck in the middle of it. And I think that that's where you were kind of getting stuck. Because I was like, I think the layout, and like, you know, even Andrea's saying in the comments, like, I love how you have your photos, which you saw layout.
Yeah.
that you did with that using streamers. And so she knew from a style point she wanted to do that, but she didn't quite have the other materials pulled together. So again, a sketch can inspire you, but I highly recommend, of course, she had her photos already printed. So that's awesome step. That's a great step. But that paper selection is super another step that will help springboard you forward when you sit down to scrapbook. So that's why I'm like, hey, this is what you're looking for. You're looking for a pattern that kind of gives your pictures life. You know, it's easy to kind of go through your stash again. These are really great patterns. We'll probably be pulling in this orange. We won't like just lose everything. It's like a demolish. You know how like you watch it before and after of a, like, you know, a house or something? We're gonna do that for scrapbooking. It's gonna be a before and after. Good bones, good bones. There's a lot of
I have good bones here.
Yeah, you have good bones. We're gonna just remodel it a little bit, basically. But no, yeah, so these are really great for that, but you can tell just a little bit of that personality is not quite there that you see in these memories, which are just adorable. So, and of course paper, we have so much lovely paper to pull on. So that being paper, where did I just put that sheet? We need that back out. Yeah. Okay. So that's a breakdown of some portings and some other things. And then of course we go over, main patterns, and then we go over some supportings, which is always helpful to have in hand reach as well. And those supportings again are usually ones that coordinate in a way that that could be like a stripe, or this is a very soft supporting. So you can see how, I mean, the name is really in and of itself. You want it to support your other main patterns in that. And so that's how you can incorporate some patterns into the mix, along with some of these maybe solids that you're trying to use from your paper stash as well. Okay. Now, of course, always be on the lookout for some of those main patterns that catch your eye as well. Okay, so yes, we are going to, you glued this down.
I taped it.
Okay, so we are going to cut this apart. I also have some notes about the photos, how you place these photos, and I want to share that with everybody because I think that's super valuable. If you can't get it, I think we can just cut it. The bones are there, guys. I know, it sounded crazy. This is going to be a fun alternative version. I've never really done this, but she didn't quite finish her page, and so you know what? We're going to, like I said, spice it up and see what we could do. So, and you think, oh, but maybe leave it. And we could have. We could have left it, but it's what, 3 sheets that maybe you did, and it wasn't fulfilling. And I think that sometimes, I can tell you guys, most of the time that a page feels a little off or something, it's usually the selection of paper or the positioning of pictures. So remember how she had these pictures. We're going to come back to that. I'll remember too. You had a 4x6 at the bottom, a 4x6 to the right here.
4x4.
Yeah. All right. And you had those. Perfect. So I'm really, I'm going to really just pull that off of its thing here. Okay, so she made these basically photo borders using the streamers, and I'll pull that hair out here in a minute. And I did walk her through that when she was kind of initially starting her page. I'll go over that quick little tip. We're going to try to see as fast as we can get this page together because, like I said, it is late. But I guess if you're on Mountain Standard Time or Pacific, it's not as late for you. I think we can also utilize that orange still. That orange is still there. So, all right, so going back to the picking of the papers, the backgrounds are also super, I mean, they make the biggest difference too. So, again, this is like a nice two-tone, but there was nothing that it was pulling on. There was no pattern that kind of brought in all those colors. right? So you had like this love thing here, but then you had brown here in the back, which probably your natural instinct was coming from the pictures, right?
Yeah, the brown was.
So in design, like whether it's scrapbooking or home or like it doesn't, you know, any kind of design thing, if you want to kind of pull all of it together, it's nice to have from your backgrounds to your patterns to your thing, a pattern that brings all those together. So let me go ahead and put this back into the mix here. See how this pattern, and it doesn't matter if it's in the borders or just some kind of fun element on your page, it's going to take the yellow from your background. It gives you options to pull in green and orange and black and blue easily into whatever elements. And so that's why that main pattern is such a great one to make sure you're like pulling into your choices, because this one choice will help lead and also simplify your other choices.
And I think I was doing backwards. I go for the background paper first.
Right. Because you want to because you want to get started. So you're thinking, I need to pull out 2 sheets and I need to start creating on top of it. And then you're just trying to make those decisions. This is why the biggest thing that has changed my scrapbooking is picking paper kits. Like pre-scrapbooking. Yeah. So pre-scrapbooking, picking paper kits on the go. Or not on the go, but just so that you have them when you sit down to scrapbook, right?
Yeah.
So kind of like we just did. Before we push live, I guess I should backtrack to that. I did go through and I was like, well, you like this main pattern? Great. We're going to do this as backgrounds then. And then the other choices, I'm just going to see what we can pull out of these because it's coming from those. Yeah, we got this dark green, this light green. We have some oranges, you know, so that's all coming from this pattern here. And then same thing when I chose that background, it's coming from there. The thing with like this, these are really great and we have them in our stash, right? But they don't have something that kind of anchors the rest of the design together. Now, she didn't even get to decorating or embellishing her page because I was like, she's like, oh, I'll throw some pumpkins on. I was like, yeah, go for it. And then I could tell in her page, she was just like, oh, and I'm like, that's okay. I can help you. We will turn this into, we'll deconstruct it together. But yeah, because then you would have had that in the mix. But we didn't get that far in the previous. But we will hopefully tonight on this part. Let's see. All right, so let me make sure I'm back in frame when I lay out these 2 pages. So that's our background. We're going to go ahead and build our design back on top of. So our foundation, right? Our home, our foundation, we're going to make sure that's a good solid foundation to build on top of. And then we are going to lay these out. And yes, sorry, I saw somebody's comment. I didn't catch the beginning. Are you doing someone else's pages? I am. Say hi again, Rachel.
Hi.
Rachel is my oldest sister. She has a scrapbook for a bit, huh?
I'm the firstborn. It's something about calling me the oldest just doesn't work.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. We were on a sister trip. They came out to visit, and then of course we did a fun bead craft.
Yes.
We are gonna probably pull some of those in, guys. I can't wait to share this with you. I don't know how much we'll share tonight, but you guys let me know. I will definitely do a live in the community. Because we made a few because I thought they would be so cute on a fall page or on any page. But, oh gosh, I left the tree over there. You want to go get that bead?
Where's it at?
It's on the piano. But it's another fun craft we did. But of course, I was like, oh, I can add these to my scrapbook pages. So I can't wait to share that little tidbit with you guys. It's a fun little embellishment trick. I have my other sisters in the other room. And they are playing games and hopefully behaving, because when I said, oh, we should go to this live, I was like really questioning if I thought we could go live, because I was like,
one laugh's bad that sounds the same.
Yeah.
Try 5
laughs that sound the same. My sister Jessica made these, and then she made us all a tree, and then she taught us how to do it, and then I made this tree. Isn't that adorable? It was so fun and so easy to catch on to. And then when I was learning the techniques of how to do the branches, I was like, we could do some of those. It didn't seem too bulky for a page. So we're going to add that into her thing. But I will hopefully go over those tips. We'll see. Okay. All right, I'm gonna dive back in. I'll try to keep an eye on your guys' comments here as well. So she did use streamers too on her page to begin with, right? And so she laid out, I don't even know how you did that.
I don't either.
How did you do that?
Maybe flip it the other way, upside down. No?
There we go. Okay. Maybe just, you know, flip a few times. If you don't know what's going on, just keep flipping. Anyways, so basically she had the 4x6s and then she laid them up underneath. Here, I'll take this one 4x6. This is a design that I have done on other pages and one that she had saw in a sample, of course, and wanted to do. But say this was not sideways like this, but basically you lay your 4x6s along her template and then you just trace like that, and then that's how she made her insights here. So you could do that with 4 or 6 if you're doing 2, 1 on each side. So 3 on this side, 3 on this side, 6 4x6 pictures, and you can trace and design them into the shape of this streamers number 2. I love this set. If you don't have it, it's a really great set. It really builds a foundation, a place for your pictures, and it's such a really fun set for that background. Okay, so since we already have our photos laid out here, we're going to go ahead and place those there. A lot of times with my main patterns, I usually incorporate those into the borders because I feel like the borders is large enough that it supports that pattern. But in this case, we already have that part there, so I'm going to kind of leave that in place. We'll see as we go along. I have no idea what we're going to do. That's the whole... We're just going to go along as we go. It's just going to go along as we go. But I am looking in my mind because I do, like I told you, I want this pattern to be in there because it's going to help pull in our other embellishments into the mix. I want to say with the other previous layout, because if you're not using a standard like AB border, I want to say I flipped this, and I added a little strip like this of fun pattern. So you like that? Mm-hmm. So this would be like a pattern. Okay. I have to find that page again. It's the one of me and Dad. And I think I took a screenshot on my phone, but I don't. It's now live. Yeah. Okay, or we can mix that with the border. A border is an easy way to do that. Another way might be a strip. Hold on, let me just pull out one more other little option here. This is, ooh, look at that.
Oh, I like that.
That gives it like a little trim. Or do you like the like clean edges?
Kind of like the trim.
All right. So that is for everybody's awareness. It's actually really cute with the streamers. Look how cute that is. Mm-hmm. This is Funky Frills. Let's see.
Now you gotta remember which way I had it.
No, well, when we cut this AB out, it's gonna cut out like that. We might have to cut it twice just because you already cut your photos out. Otherwise, I would recommend that you would have gone this way. But again, okay, we're working with the bones that we have, meaning I would recommend that your pictures maybe would have gone like that on this side, right?
Gotcha. Yep.
Because then you would have easily got that quick, easy cut. But we're gonna work with that. So let's go ahead before we go much further. I wanna pull in this main pattern. We're gonna just do it a little bit different in this step-by-step than maybe I typically do, but I do think it's valuable to kind of work through, well, we went backwards and now we're gonna move forwards. Okay, all right. Where did the pencil go? Always looking for a pencil. All right, guys, let me know if you have any other questions while we're jumping into this mix here. Let me see, I'm gonna refresh that. Make sure I'm still, okay, perfect. All right. This thing is just stuck to me. I'm gonna put that over there. So of course with the ABs, and this applies to the funky frills, we're just going to trace it once down the middle, and then I'm going to go ahead and I would make a mark actually right here, but because we're going to have to flip this here, I'm not going to cut that one out yet. Typically, right, you've worked with the borders off. Yeah, you know how the borders work. You cut once up, or trace once up the middle, you cut once up the middle, and you would get your two pieces, right? So I would have one here, but then I would have one here. The thing is, this is not going the right direction for how she already positioned her pictures. If that would have been maybe this direction, that would have worked fine, but that's okay. I mean, that's creativity right there. Problem solving at its finest. There's my paper trimmer. Now, I'm still going to detach it because anytime I cut anything out of paper that's larger than a scrap, I always recommend that you detach it. Even though we're not going to use that AB there, I'm going to trace and cut that out. If you want to, Rachel, let's make sure we're doing this one the right way. So we want this one, this next one, to go that direction. So you would, right
there.
Yep, trace that out like that. And then I will cut this border out, and that's gonna instantly, this main pattern is, I mean, I can't wait for it to go on the page just to kind of really showcase how instantly just a little bit of pattern is going to elevate this design. And not just a little bit of pattern, a main pattern, as we have previously described, a pattern that has just a little bit more depth, personality, and a variety of colors to it, is going to really elevate your results. And so if you're scrapbooking on a budget, you know, sometimes we want to reach for those more cheaper patterns and things like that, which are great. Again, maybe it is these oranges and things like that, or maybe you're using up your paper stash, but still try to incorporate at least some type of substantial pattern here. And that will give your pages that elevated look that you might have a desire to accomplish. You don't need to be, you know, it's not really being a pro or a design team member, you know, in the scrapbooking industry world. You can still accomplish that beautiful page with just a few learnings of working with the pattern paper to your advantage. All right.
How nice these scissors are.
Aren't they nice? Guys, my sister has a scrapbook forever, but now listen, we were together, right? And I'm like, well, I don't think I said it. I think Jessica said, do you watch Susan's videos at all or something? I can't remember. Anyways, because they were scrapbooking, I'll be 100% honest right now, guys. They were scrapbooking with some, I don't even know what to call them.
Dollar Tree scissors.
Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. I said, listen, I totally understand a budget. I know how valuable it is to us. That's why we love utilizing our paper to its full advantage. But I said, stop it. Go buy a $15 pair of scissors because you cannot. Did you feel the difference though?
I did. They were very nice. Yes.
It makes a crazy amount of difference. And did you feel how it like almost saved you time?
Yes.
Because it wasn't as, I don't even know how to explain it, but it does. It's not just the experience of it. It's also, it just makes it easier. Oh, brother. Here, you want to ink? We need to ink these.
Okay.
These orange edges.
I don't love to eat.
Okay, so that's the other thing. If you want to elevate your pages, and I know this is a preference.
Can I trim that a little bit?
Yeah, you want to trim it? Go ahead and trim it. However your heart desires. It's your page.
Thanks.
Guys, I've heard it so many times. People are like, oh, I just want to kind of get this page done and ink it. But you also want that very satisfying, fulfilling through that session. And so, you know, even we talked about this a little bit, you know, life is stressful. It is really stressful. And so when we get to scrapbook, we think, oh, we just want to finish all these pages, but the page is worth finishing, but really getting the most out of the session. And when I say session, like when you sit down to scrapbook, and we've all heard it, the saying like, it's cheaper than therapy. And so of course, all right, think of them as therapy sessions, right? Don't be in such a hurry to just like get it done. Like, you know, of course we want to provide the formula that helps, you know, take off some of the guesswork and have a little bit more of that guarantee of visualizing your pages and you know, using the formula that we share as far as how to pick pattern papers, because those are all decisions that go into scrapbooking. But if you kind of just get lost in that process, instead of getting so focused on just finishing the page, I promise each of those sessions are going to impact you so much more fully and also be fulfilling, because I think your results, if you're willing to just take a little bit more time. So for example, inking, just get lost in it. 5 minutes, just get lost in it and think of it as that therapy session. Did that make sense?
What were you saying?
Right. You were getting lost in inking, see? Because that's the value. Your brain stops thinking. It stops thinking, and that's where you want to just kind of get lost in some of those steps. Not be so quick, but just be like, inking doesn't take any thinking.
Ooh, I like it.
It really doesn't. It doesn't take any thinking. And so what happens when you do that, your brain just gets in creative flow state. And that is where that extra benefits, besides the finished pages, are really going to come into effect, is seeing all the other benefits and being willing to embrace the flow state that your brain can go into. All right.
Like it already.
Just that little bit of, do you know what I mean? And it emphasizes the pictures. No, really, do you like it? What do you like about it? It's hard to express that, huh?
Yeah, I just like the color. It's not brown.
It's not brown. It's not brown.
The colors flow.
All right.
It's poetry in motion.
Melissa, the paper that we're using is a mishmash. We pulled out some backgrounds. We pulled in a main pattern. She had the orange. So I am just utilizing the formula that we teach here at Kiwilane and kind of the purpose and the process. You know, really utilizing just a little bit more design to elevate your pages from what we previously had into what we're working on now. So if you don't get to, make sure to check back to the beginning to see what it was and where it's going as we just implement some of those formulas that we share here at Kiwilane to help, yes, simplify it, but in a blissfully simple way that feels blissfully, but also beautiful at the same time. All right, so you can elevate those pages just a little bit. And I think this is true for anyone. You may be scrapping for years. And, you know, again, if you're really satisfied with kind of that result that you're getting in your pages, then that's amazing. But if you are looking to elevate your pages a little, sometimes just the little bit of choices that go into it, like the paper picking, will help just quickly shift the results that you get on your pages. All right, so for these ones, because you already have them a little bit sticky on the back, I'm going to leave them here for a moment, because what I want to do is now pull in our photo sets, because that's going to help just quickly make some quick decisions. So I'm going to do what you had before, right? Which we had was, I believe, a 4x6 here. Yep. Okay. And then you had, well, we didn't have the borders, but you had this up here, and then what?
We had a
4x6 here.
4x4.
And a 4x4 here. Okay. All right. So here's what happens. They're flat. Okay. You kind of have them just flat on your, like, covering the 12x12. Right? And so what you want to do is try to incorporate them into the movement, say, for example, your borders, the movement of your page. Now that we added a border too, well, if we flat this right here, we just cover all of that design depth, right? That personality. So even if we kept this 4x6, look how instantly just layering the photos into the mix of your design. Instantly we'll be like, sweet, we see the edging, we see the curves, right? So that's just one thing. But also taking a look at our pictures and really saying, okay, so this was the 4x6 that was here, right? And this was the 4x6 here.
Correct.
And then we had this 4x4 here. Okay. So you trimmed this one down.
I did.
Right? So that's great. Probably could have gone down even slightly, maybe. Well, maybe this direction.
Okay.
Could have slightly gone down a little bit more. Not that you always have to go the smallest that you can go, but clearly when you're working with a small canvas, basically sometimes, and you're trying to fit, well, we're trying to fit 1, 2, 6, 7, 8, 9 pictures on a 2-page spread. It's always good just to know your options. Oh, 3x4, 4x4. What happens then is I'm just going to take my templates for a minute and I'm going to get out of my head and play, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, well, I'm tucking. I'm not plastering.
Okay.
I'm tucking. And so one of the beautiful things about the templates is you can visualize them. You can layer with them. Right? And that's all we're layering. And that's visualizing and layering. Those two elements of a design focus can really elevate a page. The layering of how you layer and what you do. But the same true for your photos, like actually playing with those layers. So again, go from this, right? Well, let's just say, because now we did add a border down here. So I'm just going to say, okay, let's see if we can just tuck these here, kind of give them a little bit of a grouping, something like that.
Love.
Does that work for you or is that odd to you?
No, I like it.
Okay, because I know some people are like, oh, but that's odd. I like my picture, you know. And again, I think that preference, if you are one that does, then that's great. I will tell you, I think when you are feeling every spot with a photo though, by just flat, you almost get that flat look to your page. When you tuck, even though again it's still on a flat surface, it doesn't come across flat, right? And so playing around with the positioning of your photos, but not just positioning of your photos, because we could just place it here and here, but the layering of your photos into the design.
So you would always start with your biggest border first and then go and tuck it so it gets the same flow versus the same.
Right. Yeah. If I wanted to add photos, I would play with my photo, like I said, yes. And if I was designing this from a visual point, I know a lot of times we have to work up to actually doing, because you've seen a demo where I just lay all the templates out first.
Yes.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
And we're kind of working with what we have and then going forward. But point being is, yeah, I mean, I allow those borders to be the frame. So think of your framing pictures, right? I allow any type of border shape to be the frame of my page, but also typically framing my pictures, right? So I'm going to allow them, I'm going to place them into my frame kind of thing.
Okay.
Okay. So again, that's easy. We could just do that. Let me just verify, like, there's nothing else we want to do. We could shrink this one. Would you be okay cutting that off?
Yeah.
So again, if there's a piece of the picture that you feel like really, you know, adds to the story or the moment or something like, then of course you wouldn't want to crop it down, right? But in this case, you could, and then you could bring it down. Does this bother you when you have that much white space? I'm curious.
It doesn't bother me, but I'm like, that's where the title would go. Like, I have a hard, I guess it would that I don't leave blank spaces.
Yeah.
I would embellish it with something. I would put a title page there.
That's my biggest thing. I'll tell you, like, if you're looking to kind of get similar to pages what you design, I do not let white space bother me.
Okay.
Why? I'll tell you why. Because it lets your page breathe. Because it's easy to say, well, I need to add something here. Again, what happens is you get to a very plastered page. So white space, I always emphasize that. It's not a bad thing. But I've realized that even, that's why I asked you, because I think that you have that tendency too.
Yeah,
Again, I don't think it's bad or wrong. I was just curious and I wanted you to share it.
I would end up doing some title or embellishment or something. I wouldn't just let it be blank. Yeah.
And I wanted to share that with you because if you were looking at my page saying, well, like, what am I doing that's different than Susan? A lot of these things that I've shared, main pattern, that's what I'm doing. Tucking, that's what I'm doing. I'm layering and I'm allowing white space. Those 4 things are the things that you're like, why am I not quite getting to that finished result? I'm allowing the white space to not bother me. Again, you can leave it and you can do it, but and then the title we might do here, but I would not do a title that's here.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's my tips and my design tips and design learning. And I've realized that a lot of people want to fill the spaces. And I think it's because of the way that maybe previous years of scrapbooking, we were conditioned to do it. Just like when, as they refer to like using stickers and they like sticker sneeze on a page, you're like, right? And it's like, okay, like we don't have to do that. We don't have to use every sticker in our sticker book kind of thing. I think that's the same thing. We do not have to fill every space of our 12 by 12 background. Yeah, with something. And what happens, I think, in that instance too, is by doing so, you allow the focus to go to the flow of your page. Instead of being like, we all felt that when we walk in, it's like cluttered or overwhelmed. I mean, I think there's a small few of us that would not be overwhelmed in a clutter, but most of us can walk into a space, say it's not a page, just a space, right? A room or whatever. And if it's cluttered and whatever, then we just feel overwhelmed. Where do you want me to focus? What do you want me to do? What do you want me to look at?
Where do you start?
Yeah. So, and then it takes away from some other elements. Okay. Now, I think it looked cute with the 4x6 there. And if you want to fill the space and still have not such an, I still thought that was cute. Okay. I also like to anchor a lot of things to the bottoms. I'm just going to pull that out. Sometimes I don't. I think this is really where we do need to pull in just a little bit of our basic embellishments that we're going to do. Okay. Because that will tell us what we will maybe want that to be placed. Let me clear that big old thing out. Okay, so I didn't quite mention this at the beginning, but some type of border. We started with border. Photos, photo templates, photos, whatever. That's the second thing you need. Third thing, you just need to decide on what type of embellishments. Because embellishments can get overwhelming, right? It's kind of easy because it's fall. And so all I had to do was look for some fall choices, right? So all I had to do was just look for some fall choices. My point being a border, photos, and accessory. An accessory being whatever theme or mood that you're looking to go for, okay? So right off the bat, this is about pumpkins, right? So I'm going to pull in some pumpkins from a previous Kiwi Club kit that we have. So that makes that really easy for us. Yes. I think it just really makes it really easy. Okay. So this is what I meant. If you want your, see how it clusters. If you're cool with that, I know you're looking sideways here. You can see it. Okay. So see how that can feel floaty. I actually don't mind that. I'm not saying that, but I just wanted to point out, well, let's maybe pull it to the bottom to feel like it's grounded. And maybe then that. But if that's the thing, so what preference do you have? And that's if you're just going with that. That was our first choice here. We could give ourselves permission to play for another 5 minutes. We don't have to, but sometimes it's nice when you find something, you're like, hey, that works. Don't overthink it. Just go with it. Yeah, just go with it. Again, this is where some extra layers can come in. If you want a simpler, like if you do want to speed it up, then less layers. Okay. If you're like, you know what, I'm really vibing this page. I'm like, another layer, but not another layer in plastering your page, another layer in
accessory,
small details.
Okay.
Yeah. Another layer in just a little bit more details, a little bit more of that. That's that final stage of your page, the embellishing part. And that's where you go from a simple to an extravagant page. And that's preference. That's preference. You can, you know, we're going to throw these beads in here because why not? We have them.
We did.
They're so cute. It's so easy, but at the same time, so cute. But yeah, you know, that little bit of extra, just the fact that you're adding in another little embellishing type is outside of paper makes your page look like it's like, woo, you know, so like, woo. Yeah. All right. Okay.
That's good.
Oh, let's do this. Just to really.
I like that a little better.
Do you? Mm-hmm. Okay, so journaling. Did you want a journaling on this page, or are you journaling?
I am not a journalist.
Yeah,
I am not a journalist.
Date and time.
Date
yeah,
and time.
It's a hit and miss for me. I feel like pictures really speak to themselves.
Month and year on the back.
There you go. And that's okay. I know everybody has different opinions on the journaling. But let's say you did want a journal. Who asked that? Andrea. Andrea asked that question. This could be a journaling box. You could do journaling strips. I'm a huge fan of journaling strips. And the reason why is because it doesn't feel blocky. Do you know what I'm talking about when I say journaling strips? Mm-hmm. Yeah, just like white strips. You can print them, you can journal on them, and it takes away from the plastered vibe. You want to say hi, Emily?
I always like to say hi.
I don't know, actually. You misbehave all the time. We're almost there. We're almost done.
Lies.
No, we are. We're so close. Look at this. Okay.
You want to have a class with me, Cousin?
You want to have a class with me?
There goes the laugh. Oh.
It's recorded, so you can watch it later if you want. You know.
We were watching it earlier.
See, I like to balance. And here's one more tip on that. If you do bottom, you could do right or a top. Because you're heavy top. You don't, like, if one thing I always pay attention when I embellish is, like, it could be cute here, but then, and this is not wrong. It's just I question it sometimes when I see it in my choices. Oh, am I bottom heavy? Do you know what I mean?
I'm with you. I like
Now, if you had to put a big
counterbalance.
title up here, then that would be okay.
Yeah. It's just like, again, one of those frameworks that I work inside, like, balance, right? Layering, top, bottom, left, right. Like, so if I had here, I would do corners. So again, that's just, it's a framework I have learned to look for when designing. Okay, so let's see what other pictures are here, and then we can trim those pictures up. I was just trying to decide if we could actually probably decide, I think this one, if I can go smaller on pictures, I actually do recommend it.
Okay.
Unless, again, it's because the picture itself you want to keep at a 4x6. So let's just try one more. Let me just get it so we can have the visual to help us make our decisions. Because again, the key here with the design templates is to get out of your head. So we want to see that.
So going horizontal.
You want to go this way?
Yeah.
Okay, so then we're going to play with that.
I like that.
You like that? Okay.
It's got white space.
It does.
To balance with my white space.
Yep, exactly. And yes, absolutely, a title. We can incorporate a title. Did you have a title that you wanted? Did you pull something from?
We're looking at that one.
Pick up the patch. So
Just a
this could
small
be,
title.
this could go into the pumpkin. I'm trying to think if I have something else. I can look here while I get you started on cutting some.
Okay.
Just, I don't know, it could be even something extra that I have. I don't know. I'd have to look at my other stash. And that's a little bit more. Okay, So those are pretty. I don't think we need, I mean, again, like I said, you could, oh my goodness, Rachel, we could go like this, right?
Wow. How long was this like?
This is what I'm
That's
talking.
really pretty,
That's
though.
pretty there. Yeah. It almost needs to be something needs to finish the ending.
Beads.
Oh, we do have those beads. Then I think we're bottom heavy again. That's really pretty how that follows the. It really looks pretty with the streamers. Look at that.
Mm-hmm.
We'll find a place for them. I think it could go there. It still follows it. Yeah, that still follows the loop. Huh?
Yep.
Okay. Okay, and I only have one of those, but we can see how when we get to the again, the balancing.
Okay.
So we have visualization, layering, balancing, you know, those are just frameworks to keep in mind from design concepts. Okay. All right. So of course, naturally, pumpkin, orange, right?
Yep.
You can do that orange. Let me see what else we pulled out. We have some greens. Did we pull out another one? Where'd it go? Is it on the back? Oh, the lighters are on the back of the sheet. Okay. Okay, so quick, easy decisions there. Could be, did we use all this? Or is there more over there?
There's one more piece over here.
Oh, I'm hoping we can get the flourishes out of this blue.
Okay.
Wouldn't the flourishes be pretty in the blue?
That would be pretty in the blue.
I don't know if we can get two though. And I think this is all I have. So this is the other advantage of the templates, is that you can actually truly take advantage of your paper in this fashion as well. We can maybe get a small portion.
Of the flourish.
And then do another one here. Okay, so let's trace those out here. Okay, so then, so pumpkin, if you wanted to go out of the box, you could do a lighter pumpkin or this type of pumpkin. If you want just orange pumpkins, then you just trace them both at the same time. I pick one thing from each side
Do you have a lighter orange?
to help with the contrast. Not as vibrant, but it is a lighter orange.
What do you think? What do you think?
I gotta stand up for this. I have to see above my head to really sometimes get it. And that is another trick I have for you, is stand up. When you get too stuck in your head, if you move your body, like standing up, for example, will help change your perspective. So I do agree that this orange, I think that's what you're trying to also, it's blending with this one. So I see that. I also see
That
this.
doesn't do anything.
It's just not quite as crisp, right? So alternative options is, let's see, where did that blue pattern come from? What scraps did we pull that from? I'm trying to find that now. And you might run into this, right? Like you might be into the page at this point, have chosen some paper, and you then find yourself in a spot where you might have to adjust some of your picking there, or not quite have enough of one specific thing. Okay, let me just check if there's an orange that maybe we prefer. Has a little bit more red in it. So that's kind of pretty. And it has more texture because of the pattern. Yeah, I like that.
I like it.
Okay, cool. All right, so we had to pivot, which again, can happen. All right, you want to trace those pumpkins out? I would do the balance again, so that's why I gave you both pumpkins.
Okay.
All right, then we're gonna go to some leaves, which naturally you could do leaves green. This, I mean, these are kind of quick, easy decisions because I feel like it because of the type of theme and page we're doing, it really speaks for itself. So, I like the lightness of the light green. And that. Okay. So again, when I see that kind of quick decisions basically here, I'm looking for another pencil, which again always surprises me. There we go, thank you. I'm like, I should have multiple pencils, but my kids. When you see those quick decisions, kind of, you don't have to overthink it, you know, like it just is like, oh yeah, I'll do the green there, the orange there, and the blue there, and I'm just gonna go for that. Then what is great is I would choose, again, because of balancing principle, I would pick one for each side. And maybe we do this other leaf in the lighter just so that they're not the exact same template, which I have 2 of those out. I do sometimes design with 2 sets because of, again, the balance and symmetry across a 2-page spread. All right. Not Tim Holt's scissors, but these are the Fisker scissors. Oh, you should try these other scissors really quickly.
Okay.
I'm just curious to see if you're...
Which ones I like better?
Yeah. So, yeah, my sister lives in Vegas. So we don't scrapbook, as you could tell, at all together. Oh, and it would
It's
be
been
nice.
a while.
Yeah.
2004?
2004? It's been a hot minute, yeah. Since we scrapbooked in person together.
In person. Yeah.
Well, and then you were moving and doing other things. You haven't even touched your scrapbooking stuff for years.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it'll be good therapy as you're recovering from moving and everything else. And that's what I'm trying to emphasize too in the result, but also the element.
Therapy.
Hey, detach that.
Detach it?
Detach it from the 12 by 12 sheet of paper.
Oh, okay.
You're going into the yep. They can't see your hands, but she was cutting it out of the large paper. I want to say that so many times so that you guys hear me in the back of when you guys are cutting. You hear my voice saying, detach. Detach.
Which is really funny because I detached the little one, but I didn't.
Yeah. When you were cutting the little pumpkin out, you detached it with the larger. Yeah.
I did.
All right. See, I just feel like, you were cutting those. You got to try those out.
Okay.
Here, cut this one out of that. See what you think. Okay. It's so funny because I feel not as confident cutting with
these.
Yeah, but Shiloh loves them. So that's why we always say test drive scissors. But those are just a few that we recommend from our own experiences. There's a lot of scissors, of course, out in the market. But you know what? I don't care if it sounds judgmental. Stop cutting with $2 pair of scissors. Stop it. Stop it, stop it, stop it. I promise you can afford a $10 or $15 pair of scissors.
Tell my kids get a hold of them.
I know. I know that feeling too. Just I don't know how to solve that one yet. But I don't know how to solve your kids taking your scissors yet. But I think it is. I think it is a matter of lock and key. I've had so many scraps. See, isn't that interesting?
Yeah. I have more control. I feel like I could make the curves more than on these. Yeah.
Okay, I feel like I had a silly pair of scissors somewhere that are probably like your nasty, horrible scissors that you scrapbook. Because I want you now to go back to your ridiculous scissors that I caught you using. And I was like, stop it!
Things I do to make you go,
No, I'm going to have some scissors on your front porch by the time you get home.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice.
You're going to... I mean, I guess you're checking a bag. You could take them on the plane, but at the same time, no. I'm going to make sure you get home with a good pair of scissors. Suzanne, the ink that I use is the Vintage Photo. I have used it for years. Years, when I say that, like 14 years. And, the reason why I just downsized basically to vintage photo is because it just helps simplify, but really when I say simplify, in the decision making of the process, right? And it works with darks, lights, brights, pastels. It just works naturally with all of them. And so for me, that's really great. If you want to pull in a white or a colored or something like that because you have it in your stash, that's always great too. But in answer to your question, it is vintage photo. So go ahead and eat those edges and then let your brain go to mush.
Okay.
Let it go to mush.
No problem. What time is it here?
What time is it here? Yeah, just go to mush. Because your brain needs chances to just stop. Stop thinking about anything and everything.
I was going to say, where'd my little pumpkin go?
All right. Where did you? Oh, yeah, I grabbed your little pumpkin. But I think the little pumpkin we had on this side. And then we had this here. Oh, can't cut off. I almost called her Corey. Valerie.
Oh,
yeah.
Valerie.
I didn't mean it, Valerie. I didn't mean it. We'll just turn that up a little bit. Okay.
They're all my muses, though, so you know.
Say it again.
They're all my muses, though. So.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, and then I think we'll do just the darker color here to pull it in.
I'm gonna throw Stephanie's name out just because you did Tori and Valerie.
Oh, okay,
so
okay.
Hi, Steph.
Okay. Yes. So vintage photo, antique distress ink on that. You know, I feel like sometimes with extra tips, I always think, oh, what other tips can we share? But hopefully just a few of these designing principles and kind of the standard formulas that I have used over the years can kind of really help give you a framework to kind of make some decisions in your own, and also to see kind of like where you maybe can make some shifts in your decision making to enhance or get that result that you're looking for, as far as the style of pages that you see myself scrapbook or anyone, Shiloh or Debbie or any kind of that Kiwi style of page. That's really what we're working in. It's the same process and steps, and it allows you to design those quickly, but also at the same time can have a simple but yet beautiful page. And a lot of times you think if it's too simple, I can't have a beautiful page. Really, you can keep the simplicity, have a beautiful page, but it's in a lot of those little decisions along the way that result in that. And for whatever it's worth, I had to learn them myself. So it wasn't like natural for me. I found them and then I realized, oh, there's a framework here. And that really helped me. I have many pages that look kind of similar to what Rachel's initial one was. And again, nothing wrong with that. If it brings you joy and happiness, I think that's wonderful. In this case, again, I just saw her face, and so I thought, let's share a little bit of tidbits, and at the same time share it with everybody else. Because I think there are times we already feel that about what we're doing, and we want the time that we put into something to feel like.
Oh, such cute photos, and the paper just was not doing it
Justice. Yeah, exactly. And you also said, oh, I don't have time to embellish it. Like, you were kind of building.
I'll embellish when I get home.
Or this, you were like, oh, I don't know how much I want to put embellishing. It doesn't have to be extravagant, It's just little choices like that can make a big difference. Okay, I'm going to trim your pixels down really fast, since we did make that choice to just take off just a little bit more. And so I'm going to take this picture and I'm going to make some marks. Whoops. What is on these pictures? What happened here?
I did get this stuck together.
Oh, gotcha.
The joy of traveling with Scrapbook.
Yeah. I don't think they can hear it. I've learned that over time people
They can't hear.
A lot of times the lives don't pick up so much what's happening in the background. I don't know.
That's a good thing.
Maybe you guys heard the wow in the background. Emily, shh. Passing that one down.
I'm still working on my wow.
Yeah, you'll get there.
I'll get there.
And this picture happened to work too, and of course that's something you'll want to consider when you're choosing to layer anything with your pictures in little clusters like this. Does it cover your, elements of your pictures, and the face is here and the head is there, so in this case it still works, right? So that's good. And then over here we have, where'd that picture go? What did I do with that picture? It has a little sticky on it, so I don't know where I went with it. Oh, I found it, I got it. Oh. Okay. Oh, we did talk about putting that title into the pumpkin, which is also really cute to do. That you can work your titles into the design of your page versus afterthought, right? But let's come back to that after I get this page cut, or picture cut. Okay. And then this one, you can prop it. Again, playing with tucking, layering. Just keep it in mind. Tuck, layer. What can I tuck? What can I layer? And that kind of just adds a little cluster there.
Cute.
Okay.
Looking good.
We do have our leaves that we want to add. I will have time today. We'll come back to this. I'll do a tip on this, guys, in the community here in the coming weeks. You guys let me know. But because it's already getting late here, but we did decreate these. Should we do it? I think we need to clip this. We didn't clip that off yet. What do you think?
Yeah, I like it up there better.
Get up there? Kind of popped in. Oh, we need this because it was so.
It'll go to it'll match your tree.
Oh. So this one, I will not worry about the doodling inside. Well, you could add a white pin. The inside is mainly for doodling. Like, I wouldn't cut those out. They're for...
I was going to ask you.
Yeah. No. With flourishes, you have to kind of slow down your cuts a little bit. I'm going to detach this so I can trace another one on this. And see if we want to do just a small one, maybe, right there. So I'll just do a piece of that instead of a whole full one. You gave me the Fisker scissors.
Yeah, I like the other ones better.
You like the Tim Hall scissors. You could go with the Fisker ones. There you
I
go.
think just because they're spring loaded, I'm not.
They feel a little bit more. Well, that's why Charlotte likes them, because they don't demand so much on the fingers, I guess. But at the same time, I feel like it's a little bit less control, and so I'm always like, that's the best I can explain why. They're still good scissors, clearly. Fiskars makes good scissors. And I'm sure if I spent more time with them, I would feel more comfortable with them.
Yeah.
But the Tim Holtz always was my go-to. Mine, personally, it was always the go-to. But it differs for person to person. All right. What you guys doing, Emily? It got really quiet. It's like when your kids get quiet, you're really concerned. I'm like, what happened? Where did they go? Oh.
They're laughing again, so we're good.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know how you talk and cut at the same time.
It takes a little practice. Sometimes I forget because again, your brain goes to mush when I'm cutting or inking or something. I'm just like kind of in the zone, which the zone is good.
I've been told to come see what is wanted from you.
Oh, you guys were quiet, and so I got a little concerned.
It's because I was taking like 9 hours on a turn.
I thought there was a time limit on that.
We didn't set one, so we're waiting until next turn to set one.
Did you guys play Speed Rummy Cube?
Oh, they don't want to.
Oh, I'm coming.
You better
We're almost done with this page, and we're gonna play Speed Rummy
You
Cube.
better because
They have to at least experience Speed Rummy Cube. They have
Ivy
to.
keeps trying to move the border on speed run cube and pick up extra pieces because you can't finish it.
Is Emily still cheating? Is Emily cheating still?
Obviously.
Oh, look at that blue.
See, look how quick you cut that out. I'm over here
It's
still,
okay. Okay. Oh, you know what? Let me see how you're cutting because I feel like this is a tip that. Go ahead. Sorry, I should have been watching you.
No pressure.
No pressure.
Can you show me how to do it?
Yeah. Silly. You probably were doing each thing. So now don't get me wrong. Flourishes are more slowing. You just have to slow down. There's no way to do a flourish without slowing down.
Yeah, I didn't finish that one.
No, but I know. I am a fast cutter, but at the same time, even if it took you... do you do this? Will you do this?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So, it's okay. Yeah. And then I just go back the other way. So,
wow.
Even though you're like, oh...
Thanks for showing me.
Yeah, you're so funny. We kept doing that all weekend. If somebody was, I can't remember. How do you clean the dishes? Oh, thanks for showing me how to clean the dishes.
It's from our childhood.
If mom was like, just let me do it.
Yeah. Sit on the couch and watch me vacuum so you know how to do it next time. We were good at that.
We're good at playing dumb. I don't know how to do it, Mom. Can you show us how to do that? Oh, too funny. I think we're all guilty of that.
Yeah.
In some point of view.
Sorry.
At some point, I know, Mom. Oh, she did it too, probably, though, at some point. It all comes back around.
Our mother was perfect. I have no idea what
Oh,
you're talking
okay. It's just like stealing the scissors.
Yeah.
She stole her mom's scissors. We stole her scissors.
Cute.
That blue is, I don't know, that vibrant blue. This is an old Kiwi Club kit. Sorry, I think somebody asked me. I mean, we did mix and match some with some that was in your stash.
Yeah.
But just in general, I don't know off the top of my head. Sorry, guys. Like I said, we just pulled in some scraps of paper and kind of mishmash based off of the main pattern and backgrounds, and then just a few coordinated patterns.
40 years of paper somewhere, I'm sure.
Not 40 years.
Did you see the Jennifer stash?
Yes, I did.
Not all of it is timeless.
Not all of it is timeless. This is true. You have to be willing to let it go. Do you like that there?
I like it.
Okay, I think we're going to need some pop up there because it's a little bit thicker.
Okay.
It's not too thick. You like it on the page though.
Yeah.
The beads. It's a fun
It's a
thing.
memory.
It's a memory. And I am going to share the technique because it's going to be beautiful on the page. So something to look forward to another video. This one's already been long enough though. I'm sorry. So Kel says I'm a super fast cutter. It's impressive.
Just shows I need to practice a little more, I guess.
I think it's practice, but I also think maybe it is just
Gift.
a gift. I don't know if I'd call it a gift, but I'm just saying I don't know. Maybe it is just practice comfortableness. The more comfortable you are with your scissors.
Yeah.
And the more you become friends with your scissors, like a good pair of scissors, you know? It's like, you know, Harry Potter with the wand. You gotta find the scissors and you gotta become one with it.
Okay.
This is what it reminded me of, so I just went with it. But in some reality, it makes sense. I'm not joking, guys.
Someone will buy it, I'm sure.
I like my scissors. The beast comes out when somebody takes their
I have
scissors.
heard a lot about scissors this week. That is for sure.
Oh my goodness. There, we have it done. If anything, we could add a little bit of like, oh gosh, I'll have to go find some twine or something just to, again, that's those final results. You don't have to go the details, but here, hold on, I'm gonna go find some twine.
Okay.
But those are like little, I mean, even on the finishing touches, it can be like, oh, I don't want to. Well, one, if you have the stash, then I'm always like, use it. But if you are on a budget or something, it's little things. Nothing like, you know, we're talking some twine here. It's not quite the right color. This one I kind of like because it brings out that bead a little bit. No,
Let's do
that
that one.
bead, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So I did put my sisters to work a little bit. We had few wedding things we had to do.
Yes.
For my daughter's wedding coming up. And Rachel is really good at putting flower arrangements together. So I used your talent.
That's right. That's right. Now you can do it.
And you guys will see it in some pictures in the future here soon.
But that's when we were talking about the design from here to here. It's the same as flower arranging, right? You got to
Exactly.
balance it. It's all about design.
It is all about design and the same principles. That's why I was bringing up like home decor or like scrapbooking or art. Like there are a lot of those similar designs. So if you're wanting to kind of get that finished result, you just have to be willing to incorporate them in, you know. Which part of that incorporation is just being okay with maybe your page taking just quite a bit longer. Yeah. Again, though,
Because 30 years of photos piled up in a big square box.
I know. And that can be the focus. And if that's your goal, then, you know, you can. But I think for me, I found out over the years, like, it needs to be more, yes, that, but also, yes, the sessions that you're having with the memories, you know?
Well, there are some that just need to get put in a book.
and maybe some pocket pages, right? But if you think about timeless or something you want to leave as a legacy,
Yes.
you want it, you know? So maybe not all pages, but just some of them. Which I felt like that's what you were feeling connected to these pictures.
Yes.
Well, there you guys go. That is the finished result here. And hopefully, again, if you found similar thoughts or, you know, situations, I'm trying to think how to describe that, as my sister Rachel, then hopefully as I shared some of these with Rachel, the fact that we were able to share them with you as well.
Where can I find that paper thing? Technique slip thing that you have?
Oh, you can find this along with many other techniques by commenting paper. I will follow up in the comments. I don't have the link right here and I would have to go search and that could get, I don't know. It will take me a hot minute and it's already late on a Saturday night. But you personally, I will email this to you.
Perfect.
Because I have your information. But everyone else, please comment in the comments if you do not have these techniques and or the guide that we just put together related to just some of these design tips, but mostly around paper picking, because it always comes back to some of those paper choices to really help elevate your page. And then yes, along with that, layering, playing with layerings, being willing to play with layerings, some balancing, and being okay with white spaces if that's the result you're looking for. Again, if not, just fine. It's just fine. But if you are, that's the framework that I work inside of, and I'm really happy with those finished pages. So the more after you do it too, the second nature it becomes in a way as well, just like anything. So, all right, let's see, go. Oh my goodness, we need a scissors shop like the wand shop in Harry Potter. Radically not just with their perfect scissors. Wouldn't that be fantastic? I knew, yes. I love that Gal's like, yes, let's do it. That's exactly what I thought of. So I agree, Gal. We need it. I will enjoy our sister time. It's coming to an end. They leave tomorrow, but we made a lot of good memories and had a lot of good laughs. And all right. Yes, and Ruby, you will be seeing some pages with my fun time with sisters. Of course, my phone is full of pictures.
Yes, it is full.
It's so full of pictures.
We haven't even shared.
I know. Oh my goodness, so many pictures. All right. Well, thanks again, guys. Enjoy the rest of your night. Oh, thanks for jumping on last minute. Thanks, Rachel,
Thank you.
for being the guinea pig.
Guinea pig?
Is that? It sounds so hard.
No,
It's
I'm not a guinea pig.
It's
This isn't new, so I'm not. A
No,
guinea
it's
pig.
not. It was just a refresher.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
That's good.
Being the muse, so
The
to speak.
muse. I like that. I'm your muse.
You're my
tonight.
muse. My inspiration. All right. Thanks, guys. Take care. Bye now.
Bye.